Hello everybody, it's Friday night and it is time for the Weekender once again. This week's show has a small-scale feel with historic, science fiction and fantasy a go-go. We also have a prize, a £50 voucher from Wayland Games for one lucky commenter on this video on tabletop.com. So go over there, sign up if you are not already a member, and pop a comment below this video there. On top of that, we also have a ton of prizes across a ton of videos for Dystopian Wars Week, so if you haven't seen the coverage already, check those out also. Now sit back, relax, because your weekend starts here. Hello everybody and welcome to the Weekender. I'm joined this week by Ben and Justin.
Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, happy Halloween. Ooh.
Yeah, do you not see the pumpkin behind me?
I see the spooks.
No, I don't. Should I? I can see something green. Is it watermelon?
No, that's the guard helmet.
Just checking.
I promise there is a pumpkin behind me.
Oh, okay. You say so. Seems hidden on me. Maybe revealed in bigger pictures. The editor will do a zoom in now.
Invigilation.
May or may not have happened. Who knows?
Well, I'll be editing this one, so it's for me, so yeah, I'll do it, unlike for anyone else.
Oh, see.
Yeah,
this is
double
how
standards.
it works. Yeah, 100%. All ready then to go trick-or-treating. If anybody comes to the door saying trick or treat, they get slapped. That's not what we say.
Oh, the trick.
That's not what we ever said.
Yeah.
That's too American. If they come with a pumpkin, they get slapped. If we use turnips, it's too American. Taking Samhain back for the Irish. We do for 2,000 years.
Yes.
Enough with this pumpkinage and trick or treating. Take your toilet roll and get away from my house.
Just let the ghosts roam free.
It's not even ghosts, it was spirits. Don't know where this ghost nonsense came from. You just have to watch out for the she.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They are.
They are. Keep them.
That's your
away
warning.
From you. Drop a honey in the milk on the doorstep. Carve turnip beside as a jack-o'-lantern to keep them away. Got to be safe these time of year.
It's a Jerry trademarked Halloween. There we go.
And if you need to, don't forget to put something inside a wicker man. Technically not Irish, but it will bring back the apple harvest. So that's
avoid
good.
the bees. No bees.
Well, the bees. We all avoid the bees. Anyway, hope you've all been enjoying the Dystopian War Week.
Yeah.
With the boats.
Lots of videos.
So many boats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They all go bibbidi-bob in the sea.
I
There's
still
a few
hit
more
subs.
to go.
I still hit submarines.
Yes. Well, everybody hates subs. Except Warren, who loves subs. Dingus Dong, subscribe to the channel. Like a comment. Could be a
I
proud.
see what you did there.
Oh, well played.
Isn't it though? There's more to come Saturday and Sunday though. So fear not. We've not run out of boatage for you yet for Dystopian Wars.
Yes.
But we are going to press on with the news.
Coming to you from the center of Northwestern Europe. Covering board games, war games, card games, and all that you love. It's the news.
All right then. Sticking with the dystopian age, but on dry land, terra firma, where I'm very unlikely to sink.
That's very true.
Well, depends. Quicksand with the desert tribes?
That would make sense, yeah. And with that in mind, a brand new, another faction has been added into the mix for Armoured Clash, with the Sultanate getting their faction battle group very, very soon. So these models are going to be coming out in December, sort of early mid-December time, so you've not got too long to wait on those. Perfect for a Christmas present, perhaps. Oh, it's coming. Halloween's now over.
No. Let me have the last of my spooky season. God damn you.
No, all done. Christmas jingle all the way. Right, so this is a brand new set of miniatures in 10mm scale for Armoured Clash, which is the land-based battle game that you can get from the folks at Warcradle Studios. And once again, you've got that really nice set of figures that really showcase how diverse and interesting the dystopian age is and the various factions within it. The Sultanate obviously go off in an entirely different direction from a lot of the other armies out there. In this case, whilst we said these guys are going to be sticking on terra firma, that's mostly the preserve of the infantry, because a lot of the other things will float. So you've got a lot of floating tanks and hover skimmers and automata and things like that.
Jabba's desert barge.
Exactly, very much so.
I mean, this feels quite heavyweight for what we're seeing. There's a lot of vehicleage in there.
There is, yes. There's a lot of vehicles in here, and a lot of very elite infantry as well. So you have the kind of core of everything, which is the Janissaries, which is sort of like your standard fellas that you'll be picking up and that kind of thing. And carrying through a lot of those sort of classical looks of the Sultanate and that sort of corner of the world.
Ottoman Turk.
The Ottoman Turk going on, which I think is really nice. Got your big hats and your feathers and your plumes and all that kind of thing, which is
beautiful
always nice
plumage.
Yeah, there's even callbacks to sort of older stuff as well. So you have things like the Persian immortals and all sorts of different things. So if you're looking to sort of explore that kind of weird side of the faction, you've got those to play around with too. There's even sort of weird, creepy, technologically advanced stuff too. So you have the Core Caroli Nicks as well, who are walking around with their big Kopeshes and stuff. They can actually slice through vehicles as well as people. They're very creepy. And that kind of feeds quite nicely into the kind of technology that the Sultanate have as well on the tabletop.
Yeah.
So a lot of their focus is on sort of like phasing through reality and using portals and things like that, which I think is quite interesting. Cheating, yes. getting around the flanks without having to actually do the trek behind the flanks, But there's a really good mixture of things that you get as part of at least the faction battle group set, and of course the introductory set that we'll look at later as well. But there's loads of different bits and pieces in here that you'll have maybe seen from artwork for the Sultanate, and also popping up in other games as well. So you may have seen a lot of this sort of ideas and these themes popping up in likes of Wild West Exodus and stuff, especially things like mono wheels. They're a staple of a lot of things you would have seen in WWX. So it's good to see them sort of popping up on the Sultanate side of things as well. I do think my favourite stuff is the floating bits and bobs that they have.
Just in time for Christmas.
It's
green, red and gold.
It is.
The most festive unit.
It does look very, temple-y.
Yes, as well. And again, that's one of the nice things about the Sultanate, that you have that kind of ostentatious, over-the-top look to everything. I think that kind of carries through across all of the different factions in Armoured Class, actually. You have a lot of them sort of showing off the pomp and ceremony of things. I think it's also quite helpful when you're playing around with 10mm miniatures as well, because you can see a little bit more of the detail and identify things much easier based on the kind of intricate designs they do on them as well, which I think is quite nice. All of these vehicles, well, the vast majority of these vehicles will come with various options for you to play around with when it comes to building them. So you'll be able to outfit them with a variety of different weapons and all sorts of different things like that. They all have their own battlefield roles, as you'd imagine from a grand strategy style game on the tabletop as well. But it should be fun to see what people do with this and sort of where they take it. As someone said online, I think that is the shoe of a transformer, which I thought was quite good.
Optimus Prime's carpet slippers.
Yes. Or part of a Megazord or something.
Yeah. Megazord lost its leg.
Yeah. It should also be noted that the portal markers that you get in the new sets for Armoured Clash for the Sultanate aren't resin anymore. They are now in a clear plastic. So that's a nice little bonus, which is
interesting.
Cool. So you'll get a whole bunch of those to play around with. More portals than you can shake a stick at, which is always nice. And then if you are tempted by the idea of the Sultanate, but you don't necessarily want to dive all the way in and get the faction battle group, you can also get the cut down introductory set. So the faction battle group comes with all of the models that you just saw, plus you get the rulebook and the tokens and everything else like that. The introductory sets are a little bit more sort of cut down, so they effectively are, as the name would suggest, introductory sets. You get some quick start rules in there, still got all the gubbins and things you need to start playing the game, but it's essentially a little taster. What's also quite nice about
skirmish games with it.
Yes, you can play the skirmish level games. What's also quite nice about those is that they're a great little bolt-on as well. So if you are looking to pick up something like the faction battle group and you just want to bolt on a bunch of extra stuff, just go and buy an introductory set, because hint, a little bit cheaper than buying things individually. So there we go. But they come out later with the
because of the way the units are designed in this game, the expansion is basically boom, one of those. You got a full expansion for all your units.
Exactly. as with all of the Armoured Clash factions, once the flyers came out, you'll be able to get your own one for the Sultanate as well. So you have the Sabia Fighter, which is an excellent piece of technology to introduce into your games. Absolutely loaded with guns that can shred light vehicles and infantry. As it says in the lore for this, it'll put holes in your vehicles and it will turn infantry into a red mist.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
Sounds lovely.
Whenever you have to paint the desert red.
Exactly. Very true. If you're running your own fire festival in the Sultanate.
That explains this then.
Yes.
Exactly. They're just walking through the remains of the army.
Watering the land with the blood of the fallen.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got the faction battle group to dive into, the introductory set. You have the new flyer, which has been introduced as well. There's also a Sultanate Command and Conquest deck in there as well for you to play around with. So this is your great way for you to be scoring extra objectives in the game and using special abilities and things like that. Themed around, obviously, as you'd imagine with this, the Sultanate. So you're about to get your hands on that. But you will also get a Command and Conquest deck in the faction battle group set anyway. Yes. So you'll have another nice themed option alongside the one you get in that set, which is quite nice. So very cool indeed.
Curious as to how they work. Because in Dystopian Wars, they are used to extend / change range on weapons. Yes. You can fire a weapon in and then it will come out.
It'll come out the other end.
End. So you can set up chains where you're shooting into the rear of things. I'm assuming it's going to be similar here. They're still not pushing actual people through portals, but...
Well, we'll see, I suppose. But
I am sure they will be doing some form of bastardly thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's easier to do on land than it is on the sea. I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's a stable surface for it to sit on.
That's very true. Yeah. Having fun with portals. So yes, that should be coming out around sort of mid of December. So you've not got too long to wait on that front. There were some other big announcements from the folks at Warcradle over the last couple of months as well, though. The first one being, and we touched a little bit about when we're talking about the Sultanate there, Wild West Exodus is now back in active development. So the team are going to be diving back into this 35mm skirmish game as well, which will be really fun. So if you're looking to see all of your favourite factions from the dystopian age kicking ass and taking names
and
in Wild West Exodus, and the Union, then you've got some nice options
wrong with the Union. Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Soon. Well, there you go. You've already found your dastardly foe to fight on the tabletop. But yeah,
dude,
loads of...
Myself and Jerry have an Enlightened and Union force painted in the office.
Well, there we go. Set up and ready to go. I would assume we're going to be getting lots of refreshes of the rules, refinements of them, and all that kind of thing as well. If I know anything about the folks at Warcradle, they have really, really been pushing the idea of... they have really been pushing the idea of refining and updating their games so that they're really quick and snappy and easy to play, which I think is really good. So this will be nice to see what they do with Wild West Exodus. I would assume lots of fun new plastics on the way for this one. Lots of additional lore and all that kind of thing as well will be around the corner for Wild West Exodus. Keep an eye out for that. And then this week, another big one was announced. As well as all the stuff they do in the dystopian age, they're also going to be going into deep space, because they've also announced that development is carrying on with Firestorm Armada as well, which is insane. So all of the old Spartan games are coming back to a degree, which I think is pretty darn awesome. That
was my favourite bit of news.
Yes. So Richard Morgan, guy who was the writer behind Altered Carbon, is going to be on board as the lead narrative person as part of the project, working with Warcradle. And Robin Credence, who used to be a developer on Warhammer 40,000, is also getting on board to help with the design of the game mechanics as well as the senior developer. So you've got loads of big names coming on board to help Warcradle with this. Going to be cool to see what they do. Firestorm Armada had some brilliant ships, some brilliant models in it, and it's nice to see it back. I will say, Uncharted Seas, when? Question mark.
I'm very curious about Firestorm, though, because I remember myself, Warren Lloyd tried to get into it when we were across in England. The miniatures used to be so big, heavy, and chunky, like pure hardcore resin on flight stands.
Lovely.
On like little tiny acrylic sticks, and they always broke.
Well, plastics are around the corner. They have said they're going to be working on a whole host of fun things.
I'm curious to see what they do. And knowing James, he will have his own little tweak and twist on how space combat would work. So
we'll have to
I'm sure it will be delicious.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who's working on that. The fact that Robin has been brought on as lead designer, I wonder if they're trying to not just go for dystopia wars in space, which would be the easiest thing to do. So having a fresh set of eyes on it and taking it in a different direction. Vector movement.
Oh yes, must be
go full thrust,
like
God intended if you're in space.
But yeah, some really fun stuff coming in 10mm, in sort of 35mm for sort of heroic skirmishes, and in space as well. Some fun stuff. But yeah, Uncharted sees when? Tell me now. I need my fantasy shit. Anyway,
you're right.
Iron Dwarfs for the win.
We'll find out just slightly after everybody else. As standard practice. Right. Away from that, but sticking with the festive Halloweeny season, Spectre miniatures are being spooked-ray.
Yes. Yes. Spectre miniatures have Spectre Outbreak Battle Zombies. So you're going to be getting some undead, fundead this year. And first thing we're seeing is Outbreak Survivors. Now, Ben, you had these listed off as a retired state trooper, a white-collar worker, a young woman, and a party guest.
Yeah.
I disagree.
What do you think they are, then?
Because, right, quite clearly, the guy in the Stetson is an oil magnate.
Okay, yeah, sure.
He's had enough. He's pulled out the hunting rifle. He's on his big ranch. The lady is clearly a singer who's been working in Vegas when everything has happened. And she's pulled the double barrel from behind the counter.
Cool. Yeah.
The lady on the left is clearly just like working as a barmaid in a dive bar and has grabbed anything she can grab.
Yeah.
And the other guy is just a barfly.
Or Shaun of the Dead, who's made his way all the way over to America.
No, he is a tourist who has lost all his money at the casino and has just went out for a last drink.
Well, yeah. Well, I like that you've already built the narrative behind these four unfortunates who are going to die. So there we go.
They might not die.
Might not die. Yeah.
I mean, just don't have any personal social connections to anyone. You're totally safe. Promise.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to watch your back and take care of you when you sleep. You have to sleep with chefs. Otherwise, you're easy meat.
Well, we also have some task force survivors as well. So do you want, these guys actually remind me of, there was a TV show on Netflix, Obliterated, where it was a special ops groups who were taking down like this Russian guy who was trying to sell a nuclear bomb. They think they've done it. They go out partying, get absolutely annihilated, drink, drugs, the works. And then they discover, wait, no, we haven't. And now we have to try and save the world while extremely high.
Oh, great.
Wow. It's a bit like John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Billy is in there.
Yes.
We all thought he died in Predator.
Apparently he made it back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, automatic shotgun, that's definitely got to be good in a zombie apocalypse. You can just chunk off all the heads. You've got a couple of folks with M4s in there. You've got a light support weapon and someone else with, I believe it's just a little MP5.
Yeah. I liked the touch that the rifles have got the silencers on the end of them as well. So they can like pop zombies in the head with headshots. But then if things go bad, they've got the underslung grenade launchers as well.
Oh,
just to go loud. So
suppressing fire.
40 mic crowd control.
Yeah. But yeah.
Very, very nice. Now, it wouldn't be a zombie game without some zombies. So I believe this does you, 12, I think?
In your head?
Yeah.
And again, nice little mixture of just like different poses, injuries, stages of turning. So quite like those.
Super cool.
I think that's my favorite to be attacked by because it doesn't look like it's got a lower jaw, so you've a better chance.
Yeah. So 50-50?
Yeah, it'll only be a little bit of a nibble. Yeah.
You've got a chance to get away from that one.
Well, it's got the long head, so if it's a headbanger, just bonk.
The others latch on, you're done for.
Yeah, unfortunate.
And then we have some task force zombies as well. So I'm guessing these are the FNGs on base who just did not know what they were up to and got turned very early on.
Yeah, I liked the thing that Spectre included with this because they were like, they're soldiers who clearly ran out of ammo when were overwhelmed by the zombies. And then that now makes them ultra hard zombies because they're covered in body armor.
Body armor.
And helmets.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you remember Walking Dead, when they got to the prison, the riot geared zombies were such a pain in the ass to take down. I'm sure these guys would probably be very similar.
Mm-hmm. Super cool.
That's why you can feed them prisoners.
And then,
Do
of
them
course,
up like a kipper.
there is a rule set to bring this all together, and like you start playing some spooky, horrifying, omedy games on the tabletop.
Yeah. Uses the core rules for Spectre operations, but with a few tweaks here and there, obviously. Fully cooperative, though, which is nice. So you can also, of course. So it has sort of like an inbuilt AI for the zombies, sort of how they're controlled on the tabletop. But all available digitally or physically. So you can either get them, or if you were ordering them today, you could start your 3D printer going burr, and you could start playing some Halloween stuff tomorrow. If you were really lucky, and you didn't mind how bad the prints were.
Here's the thing, man. The outbreak has to happen, and then you're surviving in the tomorrow.
There you go, the post-apocalypse, yeah. So some fun stuff. I really like that Spectre are experimenting as well, quite literally in this case, and playing around with all sorts of viruses, and sort of modifying Spectre in different ways. I think it's a really nice touch. Hopefully we'll see more of the like civilians and things like that.
But I mean, the range is so broad already. You could fold any of it into this, and it would work just fine.
Very much so, yeah.
It's all modern.
Well, what happens whenever the terrorist group has to face zombies?
Explode them with quite a lot of C4.
There's a lot of guys in hazmat suits you can buy from Spectre as well. So lots of fun things on that front.
Go in, set fire to all the bodies.
Yes.
It's how God intended it to be. It'd be interesting because you did say it's cooperative, but obviously Spectre is a lot of fun when there's a GM.
Yes.
And you don't know what's around the corner.
Yes.
And I think for something like a terrible, horrible outbreak like that, it'd be much more fun having a GM.
That blip token?
Yeah. How much Rowenge is the GM going to take? How badly did I piss them off this week?
All of us, all the time.
Is it just a cat in a dustbin, or is it a zombie?
Could be a zombie cat in a dustbin.
It could be.
Yeah. Schrödinger zombie.
Yeah.
Is
the cat dead? Yes, the cat is very much dead.
It'd be like Return of the Living Dead when you find that half a dog from the anatomical thing.
I do have one challenge for you, Ben. At the end of the article, you called it Zombie Murder Mayhem.
Yeah.
How do you murder a zombie? It's already dead.
Equal opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's a HR thing.
As we all learned from Night of the Living Dead 3, was it? No, 2. Where at the end we discover that the zombies had some humanity left.
Yeah.
They end up saluting.
Oh, look, weren't they more ghouls than zombies?
No. They were literally, the guy created zombies. Everything we think about zombies all came from Romero. So if he says they're zombies, they're zombies.
Okay,
you would know
fair.
He invented them.
Fair. I always thought it was more of an evolution of a ghoul, which was a zombie, because the initial ones, it was more, they were just flesh eaters.
No, they were still very much flesh eaters.
Okay.
Vote in the comments.
People got ripped apart in that film.
Okay, well, the argument's below, folks.
I'm running this monkey farm, not you. I want to know what the is going on. Well, no, I'm watching tonight. It's a corker.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
It is an absolute corker. Right. Away from that and into the fantastical pastical. With technically what is a historical game, but also at the same time is borderline on the slightly more Homer-esque Odyssey. You have fights with captains and the like who are a bit more Odysseus and Hector than regular people. But North Star is going to be bringing out Thalassa. As a one-player starter set, so way back in the mist of time, several years ago, Thalassa came out as a 3D printable set from NG
Creative or NG Games.
Yeah.
Castings. NG Castings. That's the one.
NG Castings. Yeah. You could go in and buy from them, or you could go for the completely STL version via the 3D printing ones and zeros, and it is a 1/300 scale naval combat game set in around the 4th to 5th century BCE. So between your Trojan Wars and Peloponnesian Wars, that sort of thing, you get these guys, the sort of what we would think of as classical Greeks. It is set up to be Greek on Greek.
Yes.
So when you're building your fleet can be Athenian, Spartan, Corinthian, Theban, Macedonian,
Cretan.
who knows? There's about, I think there's 6 different nation states have got some form of list in there. The single player starter will have everything you need to play, including all of your dices. It is a D10 system, but there are also fleet dice, which you can see down here, which are the D6, and you can think of those as sort of saga-esque. So when you roll those, there's a faction or fleet specific. So if you're playing the particular nations, Corinth, Athens, whatever, they'll have a special ability they can use on that. There's the drift die, which can be used on your opponent's ones as well. So when you can get them to drift into locations they don't want them to be in. There's blessings. I can't remember what those are. They may just be some sort of rally type thing. Blessings can be used to remove curses or to give you rerolls and stuff in game as well. But the ships themselves are based on triremes, so your standard triremes, and then little pentecosters. And you also have crews available for them. As you can see, there are little sections, bump, bump, bump. They can be lifted out and replaced with archers, hoplites, regular Dunger crew, or cool. Catapults and ballista.
Oh,
so
Jerry has yummy noises.
If you want to drop a massive stone on somebody or fire a huge bolt through somebody's sails, then you can do that for the low price of whatever it costs in game. I'm not sure. You can see at the back of this, there's the sort of the flagship with the commander on board there. So like I say, you can have sort of heroic actions between commanders and various sort of champions, which is a little less historically accurate, a bit more Homeric in its standing, but a nice set. We think 3D printed rather than cast resin, although we haven't been told for certain. I
think North Star responded to somebody on their social media, and they said that it was probably going to be 3D printed resin. Right. They were getting as part of these. So I think they're probably going to come through NG castings anyway.
Right. Well, that would
and then
make
be
sense.
Bundled up by North Star, but we'll see. So
yeah. But the whole kit and caboodle is a lovely starter set with all the tokens and like you need. So you can do your drifts, you can do your maneuverings. Very simple game as far as core mechanics go when you're playing around with it. And then you've got a lot of intricacies that you can build on top depending on what nation state you come from. If you want to know more, obviously it came via the medium of Wargames Illustrated, who had little they were little sort of 34-page pamphlet rulebooks that came out free last year. North Star still have some of those kicking around at about £4. If you want to pick those up, you can. You can buy the full rulebook from North Star. These are shipping in November. But if you don't want to wait, you can still order the sort of first edition, if you want to call it that, from Wargames Illustrated for £6. You can also get the PDF version from the Wargames Vault if you're in Prime as well. So if you want to see the rules immediately, if not sooner, then you can do that. But otherwise, I think it's up on the website now. And like I say, you'll see it in November time if you fancy a touch of the Grecian.
Yeah. I believe there's also still a 2-player set, which is obviously more models via Sarissa.
It was listed as out of stock last time I was on there.
So maybe
it's still up there. So I don't know if it's,
I'll have to wait and see.
It may be backward removable from them, or it may be that they've just gone the other way. There were additional boats as well, it has to be said.
Yes, you can get some of them on My Manufacturing stuff.
Yeah. So you can pick up the ones and zeros, or you can get those built / printed from NG. So yeah, plenty to do if you fancy some naval combat.
Everyone's into the naval these days.
Apparently so.
They contemplate it often.
A rising tide raises all boats.
Yeah.
No, they tell me. Right. Enough of this news. I think it's time to take a look at some campaigns.
Did you win one of our prizes? Find out on our prize claim center over at OnTableTop.com. Here we list all our previous prizes and those who have won. If you see your username, fill out the form to claim your prize. All prizes must be claimed within 30 days.
Okay, then. We're going to be kicking things off with Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Very, very well themed for the time of year.
Yes. We've been copyright claimed. Yay. So,
Ben, you have doomed us all.
Yeah. Heading on over to Kickstarter, Modiphius are crowdfunding their next board game. This one is Doom, the arena board game. And, as you might have imagined, it involves you taking on the role of the Doom or the Doomslayer, battling against the forces of hell, who have erupted from either a strange research facility on Mars or in the Dark Ages somewhere on planet Earth or somewhere else in the Dark Ages. Who knows, really? It's all wiggly, wibbly, timey-wimey, and everything else in between. So, what is Doom, the arena board game? It is essentially a two-player game, but you can play it with a few additional bits and bobs here and there. Essentially, one player will be taking on the role of the Doom guy or the Doomslayer, depending on which era you're playing in when it comes to the board games. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then the other player or players will take on the role of the demons who are trying to kick your ass and make it so you're not so much of the Doom guy. And you get that sad face from the pixel version where you get blood coming out your eyes and all that kind of thing. And so when you dive in to start playing the game, the Doom guy, their aim, kill as many demons as possible. The demons, kill the Doom guy as many times as possible and shed as much blood. The victory points in this game are blood. The more damage you do, the better.
All sounds sensible.
Blood and the victory that you get from killing things also then unlocks additional bonus stuff for the Doom guy or the Doomslayer, who gets more abilities and more weapons to use. The demon player then gets to add even more demons into the mix and bigger demons and all sorts of different things and use more powers and all that kind of things. And it is essentially a race to cause as much carnage and blood as possible, which is exactly what you want from a Doom-based board game. I really liked what Fantasy Flight did with their last one, but it was obviously a little bit too complicated here and there. I think this setup and this idea is just perfect for exactly what Doom is meant to be. You put on some heavy metal music, the Doom soundtracks, for example, and you just stand there and kick ass for 30 to 45 minutes, which I think is great.
Yeah, the very quick time per round, so 15 minutes tops per round.
Yes.
Means you only play 3 rounds, you bump, in and
You're
out.
done and dusted. Yeah. It's really cool idea. It's also split over 2 different versions. So you can go for, and this one's my favorite, the 1993 retro version, where you have the Doom guy, the classic badass, facing off against the hordes of hell, and all of the miniatures are actually sculpted to mimic the actual characters that you would have been fighting back in the day. So they're all a bit weird and wibbly and all look quirky and all that kind of thing, which I think is great. Or you can go down the, like, I guess I'm a cool guy route and take the Doom, the Dark Ages set, which comes with the Doomslayer, who is himself quite a badass, alongside a whole bunch of these sort of more updated and tweaked designs for all the classics that you might expect, like, you know, the Hell Knights and the Cacodemons and all that kind of thing as well. But I just love the pure, unadulterated retro nostalgia of the 1993 version. I think it looks amazing. Now, obviously, you could paint both of these sets, and if you were going to do that, the old set has to be done in the brightest colors possible.
Yes.
Of course. Rather than the grungy grimdark that you would get from the Dark Age version, which I think is quite cool. However, if you are interested in getting to this game and you don't like the idea of having to paint loads of miniatures or just have loads of additional miniatures in your collection, what's really cool with Modiphius is they've actually done standee versions of both of these games. So if you want to dive in as part of the Kickstarter, for I think £20 less, I think it's about 65 quid for the miniature version of each of the sets. But if you go in for the standee versions, they're 45 quid, so it's about 20
are they
less.
Acrylic?
Yeah, there are acrylic standees with colour
colour
things on them. It's really cool.
The Doom guy / Slayer is still a miniature.
Yes, you still get a
miniature all of the chaff that you will be carving through as little pixelated standees.
See, that to me feels more legit for like the old style one, because it feels like what you would have seen on the screen.
Well, yeah, exactly. The 2D sprites walking forward.
Yeah.
And whenever you we go around behind them, then they suddenly flip again.
Yes.
There's no turning, it's just flip.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
Oh,
That's
geez.
what I want.
I still remember the first time I played this game.
Yeah.
My mum was working for a computer training place in Ballymoney here in Ireland. I came in one day and I think one of their like students had brought it in, loaded it onto a machine, just going, "Oh, I check this out." And there's little me like in primary 3 going, "What's this? Demons, blood, I'm in."
And an entire lifestyle was designed for Justin forever.
At that point, I knew I liked it.
Yeah. The Dark Age version also comes with some of the big Titan creatures as well. So you get things like the dragon that you would have seen in the video game, some of the Titan like walkers and stuff like that as well for battling on the tabletop, which is kind of cool. Obviously good there as well for people who want to take these models and turn them into something else for using your war games and all that kind of thing too. If you want to go down that route, I think it's quite nice. Another kind of like little thing about the mechanics as well, they've kind of touted this as heavy metal chess because every piece has its own sort of variety and unique skills and things that you can use. So it's all about sort of, in essence, moving things around, causing as much blood and damage as possible. But if you can really twig how all the different pieces work and how they move on the tabletop, you can get more out of it, a little bit like chess, as I was saying. Synergistically. And lots of asymmetry. Oh my God.
Which means Doom Guy must be a queen then.
Yes. I can do anything.
He can do anything. And then it's up to you to use the assorted demons.
Exactly, yeah.
To deal with them.
Yeah.
Couple of reinforcement boxes.
Yes.
And an additional, so you can increase the variety of thingage on the table as well.
It's very, very tempting. You know, standard edition, 45 quid. I'm pretty down for that.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people, especially for the 1993 set, looking at this, really wanting to pick it up for a nostalgia kick. And also from the looks of gameplay and that kind of thing, as I say, watch some of the videos and things that they've got on their Kickstarter page. Looks really fun, quick and easy to play. And, you know, because it's a sort of asymmetrical affair and it's not going to take you long to play a game, you could switch back and forth, play as the Doom guy, then go and play as the Forces of Hell, and just sort of go back and forth and see who comes out on sort of like a best of 3 or something. I think it'd be really cool. Maybe. So yeah, really fun.
It's only 15 quid more for the premium edition.
It is, yeah. It's not too much extra to get the extra stuff.
Although, I still think I prefer the standees.
I like the idea of the standees personally, just for an aesthetic. I like it.
Yeah, I also like that they've extended the retro aesthetic to literally everything. So all of the dashboards and the board itself look like a level from Doom. And when I initially saw it, I was like, this looks really weird. I was actually like, no, it all makes total sense, which I think is really nice.
I'm here for it.
So yeah, I'm definitely on board for this one. As a Doom fan, this one's ticking a lot of boxes for me.
There.
Yeah, very nice. And it's got just over 20 days left on the campaign. So
funded.
Yes.
Is funded now as well. So if you're after it, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and everyone who jumps in from here on, you are digging towards those stretch goals.
Yes. Stretchy goals. Like my pants. Just going to do that for the next 20 minutes. This new Flying Pickets, the Doom theme tune. Right. The next campaign is not a crowdfunding campaign per se.
It is a game found, and honestly, at a time of year where there are many games vying for me to open up the wallet, this next one it's kind of a gimme. It's one that I just can't say no to. Themeborne are coming back with a second edition of Escape the Dark Castle, and they are adding an additional game to it, Escape the Dark Forest. So what this is what I believe every games company should do. They are returning to Escape the Dark Castle and going, right, we have released many supplements for this. This has been very good. We have made the game better. Let's go back to the original that everybody really loved and make it as good as everything else that we have currently. So they have been doing updates and upgrades to game mechanics, the gameplay, the actual components in the box. And if you dive into this, you're going to get some freebies. So you'll get a miniature of the Dark Castle itself, which is very, very lovely and designed in a horrific and mind-bending manner, which is flawless.
Makes sense.
As well as that, you will get some booster packs depending on stretch goals. So subject to stretch goals at the bottom, that's a very important little caveat. And anyone who's coming back and has backed their stuff before, you're getting a bonus 10% discount. So to me, that's really showing some love to your community. the reasons I'm excited for this, getting the game into a fashion where it's got less of the random spikiness to the actual gameplay. So it now goes in that, similar to Escape the Dark Sector, you have 3 phases of the game that you're going to work your way through. You've taken your characters who now each have their own special ability as well, and they've redesigned it from a pen and paper format to the actual dashboard format that they used in The Last of Us. So this is looking like everything is just, here's everything we have learned. Let's get it errated, get it all tightened up, put it in to that original core adventure. They're even doing upgraded artwork from the original. So I am super happy.
With the same artist returning as well. He's just updating all of the artwork, which I think is really nice.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yeah. And the one that will excite you, Ben, is for Escape the Dark Forest. You're not playing prisoners. You're basically playing forest creatures who are trying to find their way home to the bright and wonderful, lovely meadow. It's kind of like one of the old Disney stories, Long Journey Home, Brave Little Toaster. That's kind of the style we're going with.
I want that to be a review on the back of the box. It's like
that's the sort of storyline we're going with. That is the storyline we're going with. We are trying to get home, only it's through a dark, horrific forest where poachers might try and catch us so they can skin us.
Watership Down.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Watership Down, Sally.
Let's get to the new field. Bright eye.
But again, so this one, it's also introduced a fear mechanic, which I find very intriguing. So the light of your candle is slowly burning, and as it moves down through that track, sections of the candle are flipping over to reveal new status effects that are going to be affecting your party. As the light gets lower, you get more scared. And in Escape the Dark Castle, they've introduced like a plague mechanic as well. So it's really taking and twisting the game into a new sort of narrative channel. I cannot wait to lay my hands on this.
Yeah, if you go to back to the top of the news article, Jerry, there's some links to the actual game fan campaign there. Cool. I put in the wrong link because, of course, I did. So yes, that's probably where we had some
kerfuffling.
But there we go. But yes, so you can go and see the actual campaign in all of its glory.
Absolutely massively funded, and honestly, to jump in, it's not a huge ask. It's like 30 some odd quid.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy buy-in.
I remember when the first Escape the Dark Castle came out, I was won over immediately by the trailer they did for it because it was done in the sort of style of the old kind of classic Hero Questy type thing, which it was quite nice.
Yes.
And then obviously the artwork was a winner.
Yeah.
But the fact that you just had those simple mechanics, flip over the chapter cards like a choose your own adventure thing, see what's there, the person who flips it over has to decide how they're going to deal with it, and then you fight things or solve puzzles and stuff like that. Yeah. It was such a novel and interesting concept. And I really like that they, as you say, Justin, have looked at what they've done with Dark Sector and then what they've done with The Last of Us and then sort of reimagined.
They've taken the best of everything they've done and folded it in to make this like the ultimate Escape the Dark sort of scenario.
It's brilliant.
They're smart enough to go, okay, it could look like we're just redoing the original, so adding the extra one of Escape the Dark Forest in there to enhance and give you a brand new story if that's what you're after, to draw even more people in or draw returning folks in. Chef's kiss. And I'm going to say it now, Themeborne, if you're watching, get this in. I want to get this down for a let's play. I want to see how these new mechanics work.
Yeah. Dude, you can buy it. You said yourself it's relatively cheap.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, if I end up at a show and they have it on stand and I haven't got it yet, I'll be there for it.
They deliver them.
I don't want to. No, I hate buying stuff and having to wait for it. I love that feeling of seeing it, wanting it, buying it, having it, owning it, and not having to go, where's the postman?
I have a question for Escaping the Forest, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The candle burns down, but at least the owl and the badger are nocturnal.
Like surely dark.
Surely they shouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
As
maybe
the daylighty things.
You do have the individualized character boards, so maybe they get something of
abilities. Actually, you never know. So
yeah. But each of them gets a once a game ability, which is very nice, which is tied to who they are. So
it's in the name.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite is Corvus, whose ability is basically bin hooking.
I'll play Melis every single day.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah.
Once per game, you can give a cow tuberculosis.
Once per day, you can excite Brian May. So.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why would you not?
No.
There's a
really cool.
Yeah, but there's our poachers.
Yeah.
But again, with the way they've done it with the 3 acts in the actual game, it's got that ramp up factor to it. but it's not just all over the place like the original Escape the Dark Castle was. And here's the candle, the darkness board that I was telling you about. So as that little white token moves down, sections of the candle flip over to the other side, and then that's giving you the additional rules that are affecting you as it gets darker through the day, which I think is going to be very fun.
Looking forward to when you hit the bottom and just goes, I believe in a thing called love. It's my favorite darkness ability.
Well, there is a black shuck in that, so that would be...
Ow, my ear!
We've been double claimed.
This has been demonetized. Anyway.
We're just so accurate. Yeah.
Well, 100% nailed on for that. But yeah.
I'm excited.
Big chunky old thing.
It feels like they're really going for a quality finish on this one, just making it as good as they possibly can. Yeah. Which I really love.
Wee.
And it's also quite nice because Themeborne have been looking at doing then brand new sort of choose your own adventure, epic legacy style game. And I like that they're taking the extra time to sort of refine the mechanics of that before they launch it. And in the meantime, doing Escape the Dark, Castle and Forest, which is cool. So yeah. I wanted to bring back their World War II game. That was super cool. And I want more people to play it. Yeah, that was excellent.
The card game's really fun.
Yeah, it's really
we have a prototype in the studio.
We do.
I hope it does come back.
You do?
I hope so. Time will tell. There are 19 days left, and it's already funded as well.
It is.
There you go. You two can get campaigning in amongst the darkness. Justin Hawkins rides again. Justin Hawkins rides again. All right. Time for more news.
Even more news, bitches.
Okay, then, even more news. All the news that's fit to print. If only we would print things out these days. Remember,
digital print.
If you don't print things out, then those trees died for nothing. Yeah. Print it, chuck it in the bin, recycle that. It's the circle of life.
It goes back to Mother Earth.
Sure. Sure it does. Yeah. Why not?
Covered in toxic ink. Anyway.
We are going to... It's not toxic. It's delicious.
I don't know. I can be pretty toxic sometimes.
Are you ink? Confused. So confused. We're going to be starting off the next bit of news with some science fiction from Mantic and their Warpath universe. So, Warpath came out on the starters of Keck last year. This year, they sent out all the Tiny Fighting Men's. Most people have them. Limburg hasn't. Don't think Paul has his either. I've got mine. Sucks to be you guys. But this is for STL versions of SAME. So even though the Kickstarter released 8 factions, each with a lovely hard plastic sprue, the campaign here on Tribes by Mini Factory for Phrovox. It's an unpronounceable collection of letters. Is for the first 4 of the Warpath armies. So this is just for your Forge Fathers, your Styrians, the Plague, and the Enforcers. The other 4 that were unlocked are going to come in a campaign next year. I have been reliably informed, if you're interested. But this has been set up to get people in. If you are a big into your 3D printing, everything is digital. The game is available in one of 5 languages. Traditional English, French, Spanish, German, Italian. No simplified English here. Sorry. And it will give you everything that was available as both physical models and hard plastics, some of which are being unlocked as the campaign progresses. Although I think because it is a Tribes campaign thing, you get stuff as soon as you buy in. Because it doesn't arrive later.
Yeah, because it's a Frontier collection.
Yes.
When you buy, that's why it's buy now. You're essentially just getting the files. And then anything extra will just be given to you as and when it's
Yeah.
given, effectively given to your account, really.
Yeah.
So.
I will assume anyone grabbing this during the campaign is probably getting a decent discount.
Well, yes, that's the idea of between the
Could be.
frontiers things, yeah. So
That's I don't know how ones and zeros work. I don't know that. Each of the factions currently has one super heavy, one titanic vehicle / monster in the case of the plague available to it. However, there are plans for the second. I think it's currently the final stretch goal, quote, to be unlocked. So may not be long before both super heavies are available. In amongst it, you can also get your hands on the STLs for the terrain, which is modular, and it's little tiny versions of the Warpath.
it is, yes.
Universe stuff for Dead Zone and things. It's so cute. It's 1/3 the size. So, which makes sense because, 10 mil game, 1/3 the size.
Yeah.
I do love the idea of it for the terrain specifically, because once you have it, you can do as much of it as you want and go as mad and insane and crazy. And oh my God, why did you build the table 5
Very
foot
much
off
so.
the table level?
It's all very doable. Everything's, like I say, digital and downloadable. That includes the dice. So if you want to pick it up, there are command die and the scatter die, which is based on a D8, are specific to Warpath, so you may not have those in the house if you don't play it. If you do, you've already got those dice for Vanguard or Firefight or what have you, then congrats, you well done. You don't have to go looking elsewhere. But they are there. You can print them out with your resiny things and your tanks.
I've never considered a 3D printing dice before.
Lots of people do it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I imagine there's lots of people printing them very badly so that they cheat. Terrible cheaters.
I have hollowed it out. So there is a tiny nubbin on the face that I don't want. So the one I do want on the other side is the one that comes up.
Would it not be easier just to hollow out the inside to make it lighter?
Well, if you hollow out the inside and weight it so that there's a nubbin on the inside of it.
Yeah, but you put a big air bubble at the top. You don't need to add anything else. Just go air bubble here. That's lighter now.
Okay.
The rules. You're overcomplicating. You're overcomplicating your cheating.
Yes, but am I making my cheating more reliable?
Throw those dice down the toilet as well to try and hide your shame.
Oh, hang on. Those are floaters.
Yeah.
Too heavy to flush. It's a fascinating concept. I didn't think Mantic would ever go to the extent of recreating the hard plastic frames as STLs. In fact, whenever they started doing the
digitally
vault,
designed, it's easy enough for them just to grab the components before they go on the sprue.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's when they opened the Mantic Vault originally, they said that they would do the supplemental things.
Yeah.
So that stores would still be able to buy the plastic kits, knowing that if people wanted to upgrade something with the resin / 3D components, they would still need to buy the plastic kits. Likewise for this,
Fair.
There are STL versions of these super heavies and the like available, but by making it all printable, we now are hitting this weird point where is it opening up to more people, or is it restricting the amount of people who will get involved because stores may not stock it if people can print it off at home?
I suppose it depends whether or not this Frontier campaign is going to be a one and done, or if they're going to have everything up on their own store via My Mini.
How long does this get to live online?
Yeah,
is your question.
It's an interesting. Well, considering they are going to go back and do the second set in the future, there's at least a second wave coming.
Very true.
So we'll see how things pan out.
Will that second wave include this first set again, I wonder?
No. It'll be the 4 other armies.
Yeah.
So, no point in doubling down on that. Interesting thing, they've included all the little videos about the different play styles of the factions in here. So if you need to know, Plague are Horde, Enforcers are cheats. It's just our Forge Fathers are great. And the most cost effective by quite a country mile. Because of the points value of these things.
Say, out of the 4 that are here, the Forge Fathers call out to me the most as something I would want to build, paint, and play. Space Dwarfs, baby. Yeah.
It's what everybody likes to see.
I mean, the Magma Destroyer it's just like, yes.
And Asterians are racist.
No matter the variant of elf.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes. I don't make the rules. I just ruthlessly enforce them. So
You're harsh but fair, Jerry. Harsh but fair.
I'm very, very much so. If you want to, you can pick up any at all of these, or you can just, hone in on one, get the core and then the reinforcements, STLs. Say things like the PDFs are all available, or you can do it via the online app, which has list building and its full rules and that sort of thing in there anyway. So, I mean, if you're going to go digital, go the whole hog. You too can enter a building. That's a building. You're now inside the building. Well done.
Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You can now leave a building.
Achievement unlocked.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hello.
There's us.
Hey.
You're all shaven.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still hairy. Ben's still gorgeous.
Wow.
Well done, us.
Yeah, no, there was an unfortunate trimming incident.
Trimulation.
You can even watch us play the game with Ronnie.
With Ronnie, I will say, if you're ever playing Ronnie, always take 2 super heavies against them. He really enjoys that. There are the 4. There's like less than 3.5 grand to unlock the remaining. So there will be, I imagine, 2 super heavies for each then. So that covers everything. And you can get right in there and do the epic Warpath all over the place.
Yes.
Go and destroy
Phrovox. Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Alien names.
It don't make sense. I'm just going to call it Coca-Cola World.
Yeah.
It's what the GCPS would want.
Yeah.
Pepsi Central. Right. Away from the sci-fi.
Yes.
And into the fantasy. Lovely fantasy.
So, Metal King Studio, which is run by Sean Sutter, they do a fantastic fantasy skirmish game called RelicBlade. And this week, they recently put out some news that they're going to be exploring the realm of plastics.
Now, you're called Metal King and you're touching plastic. Well, that feels a bit dirty.
He's still a Metal King. Just not in material. So the vast majority of the range for RelicBlade is metal, as you might have guessed. But they are going to be working towards doing a lot more of their kits in hard plastic. Now, hard plastic is fairly expensive to do. But Sutter is sort of going down the route of trying to at least turn most of the factions eventually into plastic because it's a nice material for people. A lot of people enjoy it.
Well, it's easy and for beginners.
Yeah. He's also had a lot of issues with metal production and sort of being able to ramp up the production of RelicBlade as a property because of that. And so going down the plastic route will be very, very fun for everybody diving into RelicBlade. Working alongside Archon and a bunch of other people, these plastic kits are going to be coming out hopefully next year around sort of Adepticon time. And they are full on proper hard plastic multi-part kits. You're going to be getting a bunch of battle pigs. Yeah! Or oink! I don't know. And with them, you'll get a couple of different variants for each of the different figures as well. So you'll be able to choose the different weapons that they can use on the tabletop as part of building your warbands. He's also redesigned the battle pigs.
Yes.
So that you've got those little cuffs around their wrists. So if you do want to do weapon swaps, it's a really easy just snipping thing.
Yeah,
snap those off, use a craft knife or whatever, and then just replace it with a different weapon as you see fit. So obviously plastic also a really good material for doing kind of customizations and kit bashing anyway. So this is all sort of going in the right direction. As I say, what's really awesome about this is that RelicBlade is one of those games where you don't need a lot of models anyway. And these sets come with like 5 per pack. And that's effectively all you're going to need to run a little warband in the game. So it should hopefully be a little cheap, cheerful way for you to dive into playing RelicBlade in the future. The other thing that's really nice about this is that with the battle pigs on the way and looking awesome, as I think you'll agree, this is also going to prime Metal King for their next Kickstarter, where they're looking to build a new 2-player starter set. There are already starter sets for the game that come in metal and all that kind of thing as well. But when that starter set comes out, alongside, as I say, the folks at Archon, they're going to be designing a 2-player set that will allow you to dive in with 2 full plastic warbands to start playing your games.
Fair dues.
And then hopefully from that point, we'll see some expansion of this into the other different factions for the game. and sort of eventually all of the range becoming plastic, as well as there being metal options as well. This also gives Sean Sutter a chance to come back and revisit the sort of lore and stuff for the different factions as well. So, for example, with the Battle Pigs, having that little set will come with all of your 5 Battle Pig miniatures, alongside all of the cards you need for playing the game, and also the little lore booklet as well, which will come with sort of tactical ways for you to use them on the tabletop, as well as the lore of how they fit into the world of RelicBlade at the same time, which I think is quite nice.
Charge?
Cool. That is essentially the way, yes.
Just checking.
What's also quite nice about this is I think it marks a really interesting turning point for a lot of smaller indie creators in the industry.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of creators out there who were often relying on either metal production or STL files or digital files in order to get their games out there. But with companies like Archon and Wargames Atlantic in particular, working to create more plastic kits, which, as I mentioned at the start, is incredibly expensive, making that process easier for them and helping them through that is going to open the doors for a lot of smaller indie games to get out there on the market, because people love their plastic kits. And so having the option to dive in to something like RelicBlade with a little plastic set of minis that you can customize and do in all sorts of different ways, that doesn't detract from the art and the design of the original creator, I think is great. I mean, we've seen that with Qua. Qua was a game that was loved by a lot of people, but it was still very underground. Now it's still mostly underground, but a lot more people are playing Qua because of those plastic sets that were made available through Wargames Atlantic. Yeah. And I think the same is going to be said for when Archon get involved with doing stuff for the likes of RelicBlade and things like that. So super cool. And if you want to know more about RelicBlade, I don't care what else we were going to talk about in XLBS. We're talking about RelicBlade in XLBS. So there we go.
Can I let you into a little secret?
Whoever's in that show has been voluntold.
There we go. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the game, come and watch us on Sunday.
The reason I sent you the link to this news story was because I was planning on doing
there we go.
as the indie.
It's a happy little accident.
That's why I was on the website.
So if you're curious out there and you want more, come and join us for the XLBS, exactly. Is what we're saying.
Yeah. Interesting thing is, he's not going to Kickstarter with the pigs.
No. Yes. They're going to be straight out to retail, hopefully, as I say, for early next year.
That's a rarity these days.
But then the starter set will be a Kickstarter.
He was planning the Kickstarter for the starter set, and then realized that the molds and the battle pigs were needed to be redone anyway. And I was like, rather than redo them for the sake of half a year, whatever, why not just pull the plastic production forward for them? But then didn't want to run Kickstarter on top of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So he's taking the hit on this one economically and hoping that it pays back itself. Although I think he has said that they are one of his the favorite factions within the.
I mean, I immediately want to buy a set of battle pigs because they're essentially called battle pigs. I mean,
they're very even if you're not planning on playing RelicBlade with them.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs pig-faced orcs in their life. They are the best type of orcs to be butchered and killed by maybe some sort of medieval turtles. I don't know. It's entirely up to you how that goes. But
Boop and Rook and Stone Steady.
Stone Steady.
Yeah. Beep,
Stone Still.
Stone Still. There we go.
That's terrible. You are the worst, the pair of you. Right.
Crime.
I think that wraps us up for this week.
Yeah.
We shall return on Sunday, as has been mentioned, for looking at some Indie of the Week goodness and hobby, yours and ours.
Yeah.
And if you want to join us and you're not already a cultist, you can do so with a 30-day trial. Just come over to OnTableTop.com and sign up there.
Sweet.
Don't forget to comment on this video if you want the voucher for Wayland Games and all the Dystopian Wars videos this week if you want to be in with a chance to win those prizes.
Ooh.
That's us. Until next week, when I won't be here, because I'm off. Have a great week of gaming. Bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.